What more could you ask for? Early morning golf at Lake Karrinyup Country Club with a coffee in hand. But also the three newest drivers that hit the market in 2020. We've got the TaylorMade Sim, we've got the Cobra Speed Zone, and we have got the Callaway Maverick. So we're out on the course, we're going to test these three drivers. We're going to be seeing which one sounds and feels the best whilst we're out here on the course. We're also going to have a look at the look. And then from there, we're going to take it to the driving range. We're going to smash the drives, we're going to test the numbers, and we're going to see which one performs the best. Anyway, let's get into it. Me, coffee, Lake Karrinyup, beautiful day, let's go. Holy bejesus, that TaylorMade just went miles. Here you go, me and the boys, early morning, Lake Karrinyup. Now usually when people test drivers or different drivers, they generally try to get the same shaft and test it in all three. I have a slightly different theory. My theory is why would I use the same shaft if it doesn't work in all three drivers? So I spent all week in the sim, as well as on the driving range, testing these drivers and all the shafts I had available in all these drivers. And then today we're out here on the course and we're going to use what I think is the best shaft for me in all these three drivers. So that leads me to a point. When it comes to getting a new driver, it's extremely important that you get custom fit, because then you're going to find the right shafts for you. So today's video, it's not the same shaft, it's a different shaft. And I'll let you know what shafts I've picked in these drivers for 2020. So when it comes to a driver, you have to appreciate what you look at. And if you appreciate what you look at, you're going to be able to hit it probably quite well. So for me, the Cobra Speed Zone is the winner when it comes to look. Now everyone might have a different opinion, but for me, when it comes to a driver, I do prefer the matte finish. Now there are two drivers in the Cobra Speed Zone family. One is a yellow base, one is a white base. The one with the yellow base has a shiny top. The one with the white base has a matte finish. Now for me, if it was the yellow one we're talking about, it would come last. But because I've got the matte finish one out here with the white base, it for me comes out as number one. Now you might ask, why the matte finish? Well, I don't like reflection off the top of a driver. I don't like to be able to see myself, as well as not catch any reflection of the sun. Now the Callaway one doesn't do it that much, but it is there and it does bug me. But it could be different for you. So, like I said, winner for me when it comes to look, Cobra first, followed by TaylorMade Sim, and then finally with Callaway Maverick. Now I'm going to ask you a few questions in this video, so put number one down in the comments section and tell me which driver you think looks best. Okay, let's talk about sound. Now, with sound, I think you can also talk about feel. Now, I don't actually know if you're able to hear this or feel this. So that means it's really important to make sure that you go, try this. So let's start with the Cobra, then we'll hit the Sim, and then we'll hit the Callaway Maverick, and then we'll see which one sounds the best and which one for me feels the best. So 15th hole at Karrinyup, I've got the Cobra Speed Zone driver first. Now, like I said, I'm hitting these all in different shafts, and I have got the Rogue 60 stiff shaft here in this Cobra Speed Zone. Sounded good, felt good. Didn't catch it that well, catched it a little bit out of the toe, but I tell you what, it performed extremely well. Now, if you want to go hear about all the techs and specs on this driver, this isn't the video for you. I've left links down in the description. Go check them out if you want to know the techs and specs on all these three drivers. Now, let's go try the TaylorMade Sim. Now, with the TaylorMade Sim, I have got a Diamana shaft, 60 again, 60 gram and stiff as well. This is a very good looking shaft. But let's see what it sounds like. Let's see what it feels like. Slightly higher sound than the Cobra. Now for me, I do like that deep thud sound when it comes off a driver. I'm not a person who likes that pinging sound. It felt good, but when it came to sound, right now I'm preferring the Cobra. We've got one more to try. Let's get the Maverick out. Okay, so when it comes to the Callaway, I have got the Even Flow Riptide shaft, 50 gram stiff shaft. Let's see how this one sounds and how this one feels. Now once again, I don't think you can hear this as well as I can, and you probably can't feel this, definitely not. But when it came to sound and feel, for me again, Callaway Maverick has done the job. Now I said that in my individual review, it's probably the best sounding driver I've actually heard in 2020. But everyone's different. It also felt amazing. Everyone is different. So it's really, really important to make sure that you go try out these drivers in 2020. Now, under number 2, in the comment section, tell me which one you think sounded the best. That's if you could actually hear it. Okay, let's head down the 15th hole. The ladies are catching me, so I need to head to the driving range and actually crunch some numbers with these drivers to see which one actually performs the best. But might as well walk down the 15th hole and actually look at where these 3 drives ended up to see which possibly went the furthest. Now they all felt fairly good. I did say I caught the Cobra slightly out of the toe, but it still went pretty good. Now the big thing is, if you actually saw the review on the Cobra, or if you haven't, make sure you click on the description down below. Off-centered hits on this driver was absolutely amazing. And that's a pretty important thing when it comes to club golf, because we're not always going to catch it out of the middle. So if we do catch it a little bit north, south, east or west, it still performs. So I will give Cobra that. That driver did extremely well in the individual review. Anyway, let's go see where these drives ended up, and we'll see which one went longest on the 15th hole. Now lucky for me, all 3 of these drivers went into different spots on the fairway, so I know exactly which one's which. So coming across first is the TaylorMade Sim, just here. Now slightly to the right of that, over there, is the Callaway Maverick. So the Callaway Maverick went slightly further, but funny enough, over there is the Cobra Speed Zone. Now it's the one I caught the worst, but funny enough, it went the furthest. Nice one, Cobra. Okay, so we've had a bit of fun on the course this morning, seeing how these things sound and feel and seeing how these things look. It's time now to head out to the driving range to crunch some numbers. Now we've got to avoid the ladies. Hopefully I don't get into trouble. A few drives. Now here's one of my naughty students. Her name's Kim Cook.
I'm not naughty, I'm really good, I'm his best student.
All right, enough out here, we've got to head into the driving range. Now one of the newest additions out here at Lake Carina Country Club is this place that's behind me. It's called The Grill. We've also got a new head chef called Johnny Peacham. Now if you're looking for good food, then definitely visit Lake Carina Country Club. Not only do we have a magnificent golf course, but we've got great food, great coffee, and a great view from the grill. Talking about coffee, let's go get another coffee. And the grill. But more importantly, the coffee. Reloaded, yes. So another new addition to Lake Carina early last year was this magnificent pro shop. Oh man, knocking stuff over. So we found a quiet spot to talk about these drivers, and let's actually talk about ball flight first of all, as you see the shots coming up on the screen. Now all of these drivers flew relatively high, but the spin numbers were down. The one thing that you don't want with a driver is a high ball flight with high spin, and none of these drivers actually produce that. So that's a really, really good thing. But when we're looking at the numbers, Callaway came in at 2436 on the spin, TaylorMade Sim came in at 2706, and the Cobra Speed Zone came in at 2990. So the winner on the spin numbers goes to the Callaway Maverick, and 2436 is a really, really, really good number. Which now leads me to overall distance. Which driver went the furthest on the carry? So we hit 232 with the TaylorMade Sim, 230 with the Callaway Maverick, and 224 with the Cobra Speed Zone. So on overall distance, we got more out of the TaylorMade Sim, which I found quite funny actually, because when you look at most of the ball flights coming up on the screen, I hit a lot of shots left to right with this driver, and usually you hit draws further than you hit fades. But for some reason, every time I hit the TaylorMade, I would always get a slight fade. The other two, I got more of a draw shape. But who really cares when it comes to overall distance? Who cares what kind of shape you're actually getting? Which then leads me to efficiency. Now, efficiency is the big thing, because everything with regards to these drivers right now is all about aerodynamics, turning club head speed into ball speed. and I was getting more efficiency out of the TaylorMade sim than I was out of the other two. So I got 1.43 with a TaylorMade sim, 1.39 with a Callaway Maverick, and 1.41 with the Speed Zone. So again, when it came to efficiency, TaylorMade sim came out on top. Now, what does that mean, efficiency? That means, like I said, club head speed to ball speed. So I was averaging 105 with regards to club head speed with the TaylorMade, 107 with the Callaway, and 105 with the Cobra. So overall club head speed, the Callaway's aero package worked really well and came out on top, but it wasn't actually transferring to ball speed. So that is a little bit of a trade-off, but I will say I did get better numbers with the Callaway Maverick previous days, and I was getting up around the 1.43. So it's a very, very close horse race between the TaylorMade and the Callaway at this point in time. But again, when you're talking about efficiency, the Cobra wasn't overall too far behind. So overall, when you're looking at these these three drivers with regards to numbers, they're all relatively close. So it's really, really important to make sure that you go out and get fit for these drivers, making sure that you get the right shaft. And like I said, when I did the testing with these three drivers, I picked the shaft that I thought best suited me, and they were all different in these three drivers. But the numbers were all relatively the same. So if you're looking at an overall winner with regards to numbers, I'd actually say the TaylorMade sim came in at number 1, the Callaway Maverick came in at number 2, and the Cobra Speed Zone came in at number 3. Funny enough, if you remember the shot I hit on the 15th, the Cobra Speed Zone went the longest. So it's definitely one of those things where it just depends on the day how well you're hitting each of these drivers, but making sure that you're getting fit for the right shaft is really, really important. Now, if you're to ask me what driver I'm going to pick probably in 2020, I'm not 100% sure at this point in time. I'm going to do a lot more testing with these, and that's why it's important to get fit. And then when I finally pick a driver, you'll know. So there you have it, guys, Driver Battle 2020. I hope this video helps you make a choice in 2020 as to which driver you need to pick. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the bell, and we will see you again shortly or sometime soon with an iron head-to-head on ND Golf.